That's right. I'll call the meeting to order. We're going to ask Councilman Cook to lead us in prayer and Councilman Kunk to lead us in the pledge.
Dear Lord, we meet to serve our community, to use our resources wisely and well, to represent all members of our community fairly, to make decisions that promote the common good. We recognize our responsibility to the past and the future, and the rights and needs of both individuals and community. As trusted servants, we seek blessings on our deliberations and our efforts here today. May we act wisely and well. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Cook and Mr. Kunk. We welcome you to the City Parish Council meeting. We, as your representatives in the Lafayette Consolidated Government, welcome your involvement and encourage your participation. This meeting is a public hearing. If you wish to address the council on any item on this agenda, please fill out a blue request to address the council form, noting the agenda item number. The blue form is available to you in the foyer and should be submitted to the council clerk, Ms. Veronica Williams, seated to my left in the middle prior to the call of the agenda item. It is important to fill out the blue form completely and note the specific agenda item number about which you wish to speak. If the card is not completely filled out or is not legible to the clerk, you will not be given the opportunity to speak. If you have materials you wish to submit to the council, please give those to Ms. Williams along with your blue form. In an effort to allow everyone an opportunity to be heard, the 5-minute rule will be in effect. Speakers shall refrain from debating, personal attacks, and from making confrontational or derogatory comments. I'm requesting that the first row to my left be used for media only. Lastly, food and drinks are not allowed in the auditorium, and all phones and electronic devices shall be silenced from this point forward. I'm also requesting that anyone who approaches the council state their name and title for the official record. Meeting procedures are by resolution and not by Robert's Rules of Order. Documents including agendas, ordinances, resolutions, and minutes related to this meeting are posted online at www.lafayettela.gov or refer to the web address on the top of the agenda. The council encourages your involvement and participation by volunteering for boards and commissions. If you are interested in finding out which board suits your interests, call 291-8800 or pick up a pamphlet at the door. Got a few chair announcements, members. You need to be aware of the fact that item number 8, that's item number 8, that's ordinance 066-2017, the Criminal Court Fund. It has an amendment to replace the existing whereas clauses which insufficiently explain the purpose of the ordinance and replace the whereas clauses with a more sufficient explanation at the request of finance. Item number 31, item 31, ordinance 087-2017, grant funding for the Lafayette Science Museum has been pulled from introductory ordinances. New ordinances on the subject matter will be submitted at a later date at the request of Community Development. Vice Chairman Kevin Nakane will not be with us tonight at this meeting due to work commitments that he was obligated to and prevented him from being here. As well as Councilman Bellard will be joining us shortly as he's running late, leaving his professional obligations as well. The only other chair announcements I have, I want to congratulate the Mayor President, Joe Robideau. I was unable to attend the signing of the successful passing of the Clean Air Smoke-Free ordinance for Lafayette. I think it was a huge accomplishment for our city and unincorporated area of our parish, and it was a beautiful sight to see you and members of this council and some of those who really worked hard to get that education out to get that done. So congratulations on that signing. That is all of the chair announcements at this time. I will now open the floor for any council announcements. Are there any council members with announcements? Mr. Lewis.
Yes, Mr. Chair and the people in the audience. I'd just like to say a few things that happened on Saturday night. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with what happened on Saturday night. I have a few people that reached out to me. They were concerned about what happened. There was no explanation that I can give them. I did speak with the chief, and they're doing a fine job trying to get the perpetrators or whoever committed this bad activity, the killing of a young man. I know this was something terrible, that we have to realize that the family that lost someone and also the family that had someone's life taken away, I know they're both in grief right now. I don't know what else that can be done about things like that. Is the behavior of people. I know they're trying to feel that the city, the councilman, the mayor, the police chief has something to do with that we can stop all this bad behavior that people are committing. But that's nothing that we can do right now, but we are trying everything possible to make sure something like that doesn't happen again. And while the activity was going on, I was so excited to see so many people visiting our city. We promote, I heard the mayor say in his annual report that we have the cleanest city in the States or in the United States, but I like to see we have the safest city. And I'm sure that somehow we can have the safest city if we, as people, can start making people or their kids love one another and feel good about one another, have friends like we used to have back in the days. Now there's no one that have friends. Everybody's gone their own way. So I'm urging people to look and see what happened this Saturday. In fact, something happened a few weeks ago. It's time for this to stop. And I'm understanding these people that did this bad activity come from another city. So why are they coming here? Some way we need to find a way to stop all this bad criminal activity that's going on. That's all I have to say, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Is that it? Okay, thank you, Mr. Lewis. Any other council members have announcements at this time? Okay, seeing none, we're going to go to the Executive President's report. Mr. President?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And as it relates to the smoking ordinance, let me just tell you thank you, because I know it's something that you worked long and hard on over the course of the last few years, and I know it had to warm your heart to see it finally come to fruition. So thank you for all of the years of hard work. I do have two proclamations, Mr. Chairman. I'll read the first one. Whereas Lafayette Consolidated Government would like to take this opportunity to highlight its disabled citizens. Those citizens in particular make up the largest minority group in the United States and Canada, and as such deserve to be acknowledged for the challenges and adversities they face on a daily basis. And whereas through living with a disability can be overwhelming sometimes, we would like all of you to know that we are fully committed to addressing your issues head-on and offering unique solutions to seemingly impossible hurdles. And whereas with the aid and support of myself, Chief Administrative Officer Lowell Douillon, Lafayette Consolidated Government staff, City Parish Council members, and the Mayor President's Awareness Committee of Citizens with Disabilities, we truly believe that we can make Lafayette a more inclusive city for all of its citizens. And whereas our commitment to mobility begins with the Mayor President's Awareness Committee for Citizens with Disabilities, through their effort and leadership, LCG and by extension Lafayette Parish as a whole has a better understanding of the issues facing the disabled community. And whereas upcoming projects include downtown accessibility improvements, making it easier to experience downtown, improving transit for the disabled, and performing accessibility audits of event spaces and arenas. And whereas finally and for the first time in history, we are working closely with our parish's many festivals to provide counsel, guidance, and a voice for the disabled community so that all can enjoy our culture and heritage regardless of individual challenges. Now, therefore, I, Joel Robideau, Mayor President of Lafayette Consolidated Government, on behalf of the citizens of the city and parish of Lafayette, am hereby pleased to proclaim May 2017 as National Mobility Awareness Month. Is Liam? The second and final proclamation, Mr. Chairman and members, Whereas community action emerged from the heart of President Lyndon B. Johnson's 1964 proclamation of America's war on poverty, where battles must be won in the field, in every private home and in every public office, from the courthouse to the White House. And whereas community action has put a human face on poverty for 52 years by advocating for limited income citizens without a voice so that they may enter the middle class and reach for the American dream, replacing their despair with opportunity. And whereas community action builds and promotes economic stability as an essential aspect of enabling and enhancing stronger communities, which in turn promotes self-sufficiency, ensuring that all Americans are able to live in dignity. And whereas community action has enhanced the lives of millions of people across America by providing essential life-changing services and opportunities such as affordable housing, economic development, health care, energy assistance, natural disaster relief, and recovery. And whereas community action already serves 99% of America's counties and parishes in rural, suburban, and urban communities, and because it is right, because it is wise, and because in our hearts and minds we believe it is possible, we will conquer poverty in our lifetime. And whereas community action will continue to implement innovative and cost-effective programs to improve the lives and living conditions of the impoverished, continue to provide support and opportunities for all citizens in need of assistance, and continue to be a major voice of reason in establishing welfare system reforms. And whereas Smile Community Agency Action was incorporated in 1968 to fight poverty and provide economic security in St. Martin, Iberia, and Lafayette Parish, now therefore I, Joel Robideau, Mayor President of Lafayette Consolidated Government, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2017 as National Community Action Awareness Month.
Facing this.
As the president goes down to make the presentation, want to also make those listening and the members at your table, there's a schedule of events that has been provided celebrating National Community Action Month. If you could look at those, and certainly you're invited to attend at any of these events, and we will make these available to the public as well. But events start on Friday, May the 5th, and go throughout the 24th. So there is a schedule that has been provided to you at your seats.
Thank you. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. No?
We got one more
Okay.
picture first.
Oh, okay, okay.
We got everyone.
Well, I move my arm, do it again.
Just 2 seconds. More than that, you know me, Mr. Chairman. No, just a minute. Just on behalf of Smile Community Action Agency, our CEO, Dr. Christopher Williams, our President of the Board of Directors, Mr. Bryant, and our Policy Council co-chair is Ms. Stokes, and all of the staff. We want to thank the city, Lafayette City Parish Government Council, City Parish Government, for always opening wide your doors to Smile Community Action. And next year we will be celebrating 50 years. So of course we will be back, and we thank you all for participating and coming out to our events. And we welcome you, and we thank you so much. Anybody else? Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all from me, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, before we move into our ceremonial presentations, I overlooked an announcement as it relates to the security measures that are now being taken at City Hall, in particular for council meeting purposes. Just want to indicate that this is something that has been looked at for a number of years by previous administrations as well as this council. As it's been indicated, this administration came on and picked up that baton and ran with it and continued to look into the necessary measures. And we just want to first thank the public and those who are in attendance residents for their patience as we start this new process, and we're going to continue to announce this is taking place for early arrivals, especially when there are large crowds. But unfortunately, we're in a time and day where public gatherings of this nature need to have a security measure that could not only protect the citizens, children who come to these types of meetings, but actually those folks who have offered themselves up for service. And Mr. Mayor, I know you really took lead on this, and we thank you for that. If there's anything you want to add or any comments, feel free to do so.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and yeah, I'm sure most folks did notice, certainly the ones in the audience, that we established a little bit of security protocol with a metal detector outside. I think it was long overdue. I'm glad we were able to find the funding to do it, because it is important to protect the citizens that want to come here, experience the council meeting, provide input, and help influence policy going forward. So it's, something we're going to continually look at. I'm sure there's more security enhancements that need to be made, but that we felt like that was a good start. And I hope it wasn't too much of an inconvenience. But the little bit of time I spent watching, it looked like it was moving pretty quickly. So thank everybody for their patience, and thank you.
Okay. Okay, now we'll move to ceremonial presentations. Liz, could you please read item number 5?
Recognition, Corita Williams with Meals on Wheels program.
Okay. Mr. Lewis?
Yes. There's a young lady that's in the audience today that she's been working real hard for the last, I would say 40 years, maybe longer than that. She's the lady that's responsible for delivering meals to senior citizens that's 60 years and above. And that's been going on for a real long time. And we consolidated government. She delivered meals to people in Scott, Dusson, Lafayette, Youngsville, Carencro, all over. So I just want to recognize her tonight. So just bear with me as I read something for her, thanking her for doing what she does. She's been doing it for a long time. Korea Phillips went to work for Meals on Wheels when she left the Council on Aging, employed as a part-time driver. That was 34 years ago. Today, she works as the coordinator of Meals on Wheels, overseeing more than 600 meals per day served to citizens 60 years and older. Many of the clients do not have family nearby or cannot get freely out of their houses due to various illness. These are nutritious meals attained by federal funds or through local donations from those able to lend a financial helping hand. The Meals on Wheels annual crawfish ball is scheduled to take place from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Friday, May 12th at the Martin Luther King Center, where 2,100 pounds of crawfish will be served. Adding to the fun will be a live band, bingo, and a dance contest. During the course of the day, participants can utilize the on-site center for a free blood pressure check. It takes playing orchestration to get the drivers on their way every day throughout Lafayette, Youngsville, Broussard, Carencro, and Scott. Ms. Phillips runs these shifts efficiently and has no plans of stopping. So what I'm saying is this is what she does. Again, I also forgot to mention that Friday, senior citizen on May 12th, you're invited to a crawfish ball, and also have, again, the crawfish ball is free, and also have your blood pressure reading. So that's what she does. She's been doing that for, again, over 34 years, and I'd like to thank her. And when I first met her years ago, I knew she was doing things for the community, but I didn't realize she was doing that much. And when I called and told her I want to acknowledge her appreciation, what she had been doing, she was kind of reluctant. And then I saw her today, and I said, well, Korea, you seem like you're not too excited. But someone told me just how she is. She just is coming out of her heart. She's the type of person, she doesn't like the appreciation. She just let everything happen the way it happens. Again, I want to give her a Lafayette Citizen Parish Distinguished Citizen Award to Ms. Corita Phillips. Thank you.
missing trash in your area? Any missing picked up trash in your area? I'm gonna get calls off the lawsuit.
I've been some complaints lately about trash and stuff. I've been hanging out and picking this trash and nothing missed.
I just want to say thank you very, very much. As Pat said, I wasn't too excited because I'm not one, I really don't care to be in the limelight. I enjoy what I do. I've been doing it for 35, it's going to be 36 years in October. And I just enjoy my work. I'm not there for the pay. I'm there because I enjoy helping the senior citizens. Thank you so much.
Recognition, Lafayette Biddy Basketball National Champions.
Mrs. Cook.
All right, thank you, Councilman Boudreaux. All right, I'm very honored to do this next presentation, and if you would, I'd like for the little bitty girls, I shouldn't call you little because you're powerful young basketball stars, would like for y'all to come up front, and Coach Brad Boyd also, if you would come to the front while I read this little presentation. I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to get you all to say your names, and I have a little surprise for you. All right, Head Coach Brad Boyd, Assistant Coach Cullen Richard, dear coaches of the Biddy basketball team, congratulations go out to you once again for bringing home a national championship for the continuing efforts of the 10-year-old girls division of the Acadiana Biddy All-Stars. Teamwork is defined as a combined action of a group of people, especially with effective and efficient. To their credit, these ladies are victorious in tournaments. They were in Acadiana, Madisonville, Slidell, and Cutoff. They finished with a record of 18-0 with a 40-point per game average, all accomplished through teamwork. Celebrating victories with their coaches are Taylin Taylor, who was named MVP, Jada Richard, Grace Paul, and Audrey Farr, named All-Americans, Addison LeBlanc, who received the Director Award for Most Heart and Hustle, and Hillary Howard, Indira Hebert, Audrey Cassidy, Emmy Richard, Brianne Boyd, Coach's daughter, don't want to mess up with that one, and Ryan Machota. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Lafayette City Parish Council on this second day of May 2017 that the Lafayette Consolidated Government recognizes the Biddy basketball team's achievement, and congratulations both of you as their coaches.
But Coach, before they start, for the parents in the back who are taking pictures, you're welcome to come forward and get a frontal shot. You're getting nothing but the back of the girls, and that's not their best side, huh? And girls, Coach, when they could use both mics when they go to say their names.
Okay, before they say their names, I just want to say, last year was the first year ever, and we were so excited about that. And so they're back again. So I'm expecting y'all again next year. Y'all starting a trend now, so we got to keep this going here. So congratulations again.
Speak louder than that.
Wait, let her go again. The mic wasn't even on. Yeah.
Ryan Macheta, and I go to Cathedral Carmel. Brennan Boyd, and I go to Milton. Addison LeBlanc, and I go to Our Lady of Fatima School. Aubrey Cassidy, and I go to Cathedral Carmel. Audrey Farr, and I go to Cathedral Carmel. Hillary Howard, and I go to Cathedral Carmel. Emmy Richard, and I go to Cathedral Carmel. Jada Richard, and I go to Plaisance.
Taylor Taylor, and I go to Woodville.
Indira Hebert, and I go to Lafayette. Grace Paul, and I go to Edgar Martin.
Coach, look like you got 10 guards, a forward, and a center. Yeah, congratulations.
I bet now they stop laughing. I bet now they stop laughing. Oh.
That's okay, you're keeping us in that way.
Annette.
Tried to keep him in.
You got it? You don't?
Smile, Jewel. Smile, man.
Coach Boyd, would you like to say a few words about your team? We'd love to hear a few words.
Hello? Okay, good. I just want to make sure it was on. I talked earlier and it wasn't on. But aside from basketball, every team we played and a lot of parents on other teams would always compliment the girls on how good their sports were. You know, how good of a sport they were. We always, you know, everybody was always smiling. Nobody was ever down on each other. And a lot of teams, when kids are little and you lose a game or you're losing in the game, they get down and stuff. But our team always just seemed, you know, and I credit a lot of the parents too, because most of our parents played college sports or been around basketball or some sort of sport where the kids have grown up seeing that, you know. So I just want to compliment them again. They're fine young ladies being raised really well, you know, and to win a national championship is good, and we actually did it 2 years in a row, and we're gonna try again next year, you know, to go make it 3 in a row with Acadiana Biddy basketball. So appreciate the time very much.
Thank you, Coach. I would like to congratulate Coach Boyd as well. He's also going to be our new coach, one of the coaches at Southside High School. So I think they're going to be in good hands over there with him. So just congratulations. All right, that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Give them a quick second to clear the room. All right, now we're going to move to resolutions. This is a public hearing and blue sheets are available. For anyone wishing to address the council, the 5-minute rule does apply. Liz, could you please read item number 6?
Resolution 17, 2017. A resolution of the Lafayette City Parish Council informing the State of Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality that the Lafayette utility system has taken the appropriate action concerning permit requirements contained in LPDES permits numbered LA 00363882, LA 00363774, LA 00363991, and LA 00425561.
Okay, and members, just for the record, let me share with you that you do have a book at your location, at your seat. The audit report is available. It's a public document, and it's been made available to you. But I will entertain a motion. I think Bruce had made that motion. Ms. Cook is going to second that motion for the adoption of this resolution. Any council discussion? There is none. Any blue cards on this matter? Please call the vote.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Okay, ordinances for final adoption. Again, this is a public hearing, and blue sheets are available for anyone wishing to address the council. 5-minute rule does remain in effect. Liz, item number 7.
Ordinance 64, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council declaring the building or structure located at 811 Morgan Street, Lafayette, Louisiana, owned by Leona Richardson and care of Gerald J. Block, attorney appointed, to be dilapidated and dangerous to the public welfare and ordering the condemnation of same.
There is pictures in your folders. If anyone needs to see the most recent pictures, I'll entertain a motion in a second for this item. Motion by Mr. Lewis. Second by Ms. Cook. Council discussion? There is none blue cards on this matter. Please call the vote.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
Motion is approved. Ordinance 66, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of fund balance in the criminal court fund by $169,950 and appropriating $84,975 in the District Court Division and $84,975 in the District Attorney Division.
Motion by Mr. Terrio. Second by Mr. Conk. Okay, there's an amendment for this one to replace that existing whereas clauses, which was insufficient, again, as we explained earlier, for the purpose of the ordinance, and replace it with whereas clauses that provide a more sufficient explanation. And this was, in fact, requested by Finance. So with that said, it is in your packet. I would ask for a motion and a second on the amendment. Motion by Mr. Castillo. Second by Ms. Cook. Okay, we're going to open the floor for council discussion at this time on the entire ordinance. Any council discussion? There isn't any blue cards on this matter?
No, sir.
Okay, let's first call the vote on the amendment, please.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8? District 9? District 2? District 3? Motion to approve, to amend.
Okay, now let's call the vote as it has been amended.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
Motion is approved as amended. Ordinance 67, excuse me, Ordinance 67, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by recognizing a contribution from the City Marshal to defray the transportation costs of the City Marshal Division.
I'll use a motion. Cook got the motion. Bellard got the second. Council discussion. There isn't any blue cards.
Yes, sir.
Please call the vote.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
Motion is approved. Ordinance 68, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $306,287 from the Council Reserve Roads and Bridges 2010 Parish GOB Construction Fund account to the Parish Bridge Improvements account within the Public Works Department in order to expend older bond dollars.
Motion by Bellard. Second by Cook. Council discussion. There is none. Any blue cards?
Yes, sir.
Please call the vote.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
Motion is approved. Ordinance 69, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of prior year fund balance of the City General Fund by $190,000 and appropriating within the transportation account of the Parks and Recreation Department, Operations and Maintenance Division to reestablish funding that was cut during the fiscal year 16-17 budget process.
Motion by Bellard. Second by Lewis. Council discussion. There isn't any blue cards. Please call the vote.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
Motion is approved. Ordinance 70, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing revenues in the amount of $1,952,746 in Community Development Block Grant, declared disaster recovery funds received from United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, and appropriating within the Community Development Department for use in 3 drainage improvement projects located in Derby Heights Subdivision, Ildacon Subdivision, and L8C of Bayou Carencro.
Entertain a motion. Motion by Castillo, second by Conk. Council discussion? Seeing none, any blue cards?
We do have one speaker, Lincoln Narcisse.
Doing fine.
Basically, this is just in support of the revenues being used as to those communities. The past flooding, just want to just share, a little bit about what we went through in the Derby Heights in particular subdivision. When the flood came, of course, it came on the backflow. Right up to that time, we began seeing a lot of media attention about the flood. So we started trying to proactively make it aware. So we definitely contacted a lot of news channels just to let them know the sequence of events and how we're struggling because we're not getting enough coverage to ensure that we're getting proper attention as far as help. Of course, the flood did last about 2 weeks in our subdivision, but we definitely just wanted to, know that just with this past rain that we had, ditches were still flooded, streets were flooded. Wife calling me, I'm at work. She's stressed about, hey, what's going on? Is it going to flood again? And it just took a real toll on everything. And my property in particular, there's a lot of eroding going on in our ditches. So the funding towards this drainage is really needed because of, I've been calling Slimco about it because the light pole, it's eroding so much to where a lot of the dirt is sinking into our drainages. In that way, it's just exposing a lot of the light poles. So they have an active ticket on it. So just wanted to just express what we're dealing with in our communities.
Okay. And just so you could know, and everyone else from the Derby Heights community, this particular funding, this disaster relief is going to address, the Public Works Department has identified means of getting water out of the neighborhood. As far as the ditch issues, there's been a significant backlog as far as ditch cleaning, but I have been assured that it is on the list and that they're trying to get to it as soon as possible as far as going in and dealing with the ditch grade. But this particular proposal is going to be a means of getting water out that just sat there for those 2 weeks, as you indicated.
Perfect.
But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other blue cards?
We did have Christian Narcisse signed in, but they both boxes were checked off, so I wasn't sure. We do have 3 citizens who did not wish to speak to sign in support of the ordinance.
Okay. All right. Okay, call the vote.
District 8?
Yes.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7? Motion is approved. Ordinance 71, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by adjusting the manning tables and increasing the hourly pay rate of a Planner 2 position within the Planning, Zoning, and Development Department, Zoning and Development Review Division.
Motion by Conk, second by Castillo. Council discussion. There is none. Any blue cards? Please call the vote.
District 9?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yes.
District 7?
Yes.
District 8?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Okay, now we're going to move to announcements of vacancies on boards and commissions. Liz, could you please read item number 14?
A vacancy will exist on the Board of Zoning Adjustment for a 5-year term effective July 1st, 2017. Applicants must be residents of the City of Lafayette. Applicants must also own property within the parish of Lafayette. Individuals wishing to submit a resume for the above volunteer vacancy must be a registered voter and a resident of Lafayette Parish. Yearly ethics training for all appointees is required, as is financial disclosure under certain circumstances. Resumes are to be forwarded to Veronica L. Williams, Clerk of the Council, P.O. Box 4017-C, Lafayette, Louisiana 70502, or email to bclafayette@lafayette.la.gov no later than noon, Tuesday, May 16th, with appointments to be made on June 6, 2017.
All right, thank you very much. Now we're going to consider appointment by the council as a whole to boards and commissions. Liz, please read item number 15.
Appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 5-year term effective June 4th, 2017. Appointee must be a resident of the city of Lafayette.
Okay, there are 2 resumes that were received. One comes from William E. Kellner, and the other comes from Graydon Zank. Is that proper, Zank? Okay, okay. Ms. Hebert. I'd like to nominate Mr. Kellner. Okay, Kellner is nominated. Any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, we're going to take the vote on the appointment of Kellner, please. Yea or nay will suffice for this one.
District 2? Yes. District 3? Yes. District 4?
Yes?
District 5? District 6?
Yes.
District 7? Yes. District 8? Yes. District 9? Yes. William Kellner has been appointed. Appointment to the Acadiana Resource Conservation and Development Council for 9 months, the remainder of an unexpired 3-year term.
Okay, the resumes received for this consideration are from Carrie Eagleston, Stephanie LeBlanc, and Graydon Zank. And this is the same Zank from the previous appointment, of course, in an attempt to get people interested in serving. It seems to be working. I want to personally thank the staff for those advertisements and constantly getting the word out. So we have 3. Ms. Hebert, nomination, please.
I'd like to nominate Carrie
Eagleston is nominated. Any other nominations? There seems to be none. We're going to close the nominations. Therefore, we're going to take an open vote on Eagleston. Yes or no will be sufficient.
District 3? Yes. District 4?
Yes.
District 5? Yes. District 6?
Yes.
District 7? Yes. District 8? Yes. District 9? Yes. District 2? Yes. Ms. Eagleston has been appointed.
Okay, before you go forward, hold on 1 second, please. Mr. Conk, you have the floor.
I just wanted to publicly thank Mark Grimion, who will be leaving his position on the Planning and Zoning Commission. He has served in a very strong capacity. I had the privilege of working with him over a number of years, and I think he does deserve our thanks and appreciation for the public service. Thank you, Mark.
Yes, thank you very much. Well said. Okay, with that said, we'll now move to introductory ordinances. Reminder that item number 31 has been pulled at the request of Community Development. The new ordinances will be submitted at a later date, but on the balance of those, I will take a motion and a second to take in global. Motion by Mr. Castile, second by Mr. Lewis. Members, I apologize, ladies, there are quite a few. Liz, take your little sip of water right quick.
I did.
We're gonna ask that you kind of keep your talking down, and if you're going to move around, if you could just clear yourself so it won't be disruptive to Liz as she reads. Thank you very much.
Ordinance 73, 2017, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the Unified Development Code so as to reclassify the property of Wilford J. and Ann D. Bonaventure, case number ZON 2017-12, 163 North Long Street rezoning, located generally on the corner east of North Long Street and north of Bertrand Drive from RS-1 Residential Single Family and IL Industrial Light to CH Commercial Heavy. Ordinance 74, 2017, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the Unified Development Code so as to reclassify the property of Vernon Gudo and Two Brothers Property LLC, case number ZON 2017-13, 700 block of Voorhees Street rezoning, located generally on the corner south of Voorhees Street and west of St. John Street from RM-1 Residential Mix and CH Commercial Heavy to MN-2 Mixed Use Neighborhood. Ordinance 75, 2017, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the Unified Development Code so as to reclassify the property of Bradley Broussard LLC and Baltic Real Estate LLC, case number ZON 2017-14, 900 block of East Broussard Road rezoning, located generally north of East Broussard Road, east of Thames Drive, and west of Kali Saloon Road from N-1C mixed-use neighborhood conditioning to CM commercial mixed. Ordinance 76, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council approving a conditional use permit to allow a bar/lounge in a CM commercial mixed zoning district, case number ZON 2017-15, 811 and 813 Foreman Drive conditional use permit, located generally southwest of Foreman Drive, northwest of Dulles Drive, and east of Marie Antoinette Street. Ordinance 77, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council approving a conditional use permit to allow a bed and breakfast in the downtown zoning district, case number ZON 2017-16, 422 Garfield Street conditional use permit, located generally southwest of Garfield Street, northwest of Johnson Street, and southeast of Lee Avenue. Ordinance 78, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing and directing the mayor-president to execute an electric franchise agreement with the city of Youngsville. Ordinance 79, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing and directing the mayor-president to execute a street lighting agreement with the city of Youngsville. Ordinance 80, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at an internet auction miscellaneous surplus, which was police evidence and is no longer needed for public purposes, as per the attached list. Ordinance 81, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at an internet auction miscellaneous surplus LCG movable property, which are no longer needed for public purposes, as per the attached list. Ordinance 82, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 operating budget and manning tables of the Animal Control Division by adding one animal caretaker position. Ordinance 83, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by adjusting line items in the amount of $31,000 within the Lafayette Police Department. Ordinance 84, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by adjusting line items in the amount of $125,339 within the Lafayette Police Department. Ordinance 85, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $20,000 from RPR Slab Training Center within the Fire Department and appropriating to Tower Renovation Project for additional funding needed. Ordinance 86, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $80,000 from the West Congress Street Bridge Rehab Project to the Webb Street Area Speed Humps Project and appropriating within the Public Works Department for additional funds needed for traffic calming devices. Ordinance 88, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending the fiscal year 16-17 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $100,000 of existing funds within the Public Works Department, University Avenue Initiative Project from the local match, appropriating within the Planning, Zoning, and Development Department, Planning Division, and authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement between Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the Acadiana Planning Commission. Ordinance 89, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council declaring the building or structure located at 737 LeBlanc Road, Lafayette, Louisiana, owned by Neil James Cormier and Ramona Ann Reshort Cormier, to be dilapidated and dangerous to the public welfare, and ordering the condemnation of same. Ordinance 90, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council to amend Chapter 6, Alcoholic Beverages, Article 1, in generals, Section 6-1 definitions of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government Code of Ordinances in order to amend the definition of director in order to exclude a reference to the sheriff, to create Chapter 6 Alcoholic Beverages, Article 1 in General, Section 6-15, emergency closure of an establishment by law enforcement official, violations, termination of closure order, definition. Section 6-16, signs to be posted at each entrance in the event of an emergency closure, removal of signs, and Section 6-17, penalties for violation of emergency closure order, failure to comply with the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government Code of Ordinances in order to authorize the appropriate law enforcement official to order an emergency closure of an establishment in the city of Lafayette and/or the unincorporated areas of the parish of Lafayette when presented with an imminent danger to the health, safety, and welfare of the public, to require signs to be posted indicating closure, and to penalize persons who fail to comply with emergency order. Ordinance 91, 2017. An ordinance of the Lafayette City Parish Council amending various sections of Chapter 6 Alcoholic Beverages of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government Code of Ordinances in order to amend and create certain definitions, expand applicability of some of the provisions of this chapter to the unincorporated areas of the parish of Lafayette, unless otherwise provided, provide a more comprehensive appeals procedure in line with the correspondent state statute, to authorize denial, suspension, or revocation of an alcoholic beverage permit where there is a failure to comply with a service agreement and/or contract with any department and/or division within the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government, or if there is a failure to pay fines or fees owed, amend the penalties and fines assessed with a violation occurs. Provide for discretion to the director in assessing penalties when a violation occurs, when there are extenuating circumstances. Assess penalties when certain crimes occur in an establishment, to require surrender of a permit when 5% or more of the ownership of the permittee's business is transferred. Amend and add certain sections for procedural purposes, include specific penalties for certain permit types, to add new types of permits, including cater permits. Authorize the waiver of distance requirements for all establishments, including additional penalties for various violations of this chapter, and to clarify various issues throughout this chapter.
Thank you. All right. Okay, I don't see any council discussion on any of these introductory matters. Any blue cards?
We did have two people, Angelina Blaze and Lonnie Guidry, who signed in, did not wish to speak in support of item number 21, which is the Garfield Street Bed and Breakfast. We do have two speakers, both in opposition to the alcohol ordinance, who would like to speak on item number 35, the first of which is Steve Horn.
Well, thank you for letting me speak before you tonight. All of you should have received an email from me already today, but thank you for the opportunity to speak and make public my opposition to a portion of the alcohol ordinance. But let me say, first of all, that I want to commend the administration for a very transparent process. Really, I've attended a couple of different of the public meetings, and both were very informative and helpful, and appreciate that process very much. I also very much appreciate the ordinance before this one. I think that's going to help our police officers very much, and I am very much in support of that. However, even with that, I am much concerned about the distance requirement in this ordinance. I am opposed to the waiver. I'm opposed for various reasons. First of all, I've kind of lived through this as pastor of First Baptist. There is a waiver provision already, as you know, and I'm not fond of the waiver proposal. I think if the law is the law, then the waiver really politicizes the process a great deal. My main concern is that, I don't like being here tonight, not because I don't like you, but, churches are forever known for what we are against instead of for what we are for. And I can assure you that we're far more than we're against. but this puts us in a position to be publicly against something. And so when we speak out about it, then we are automatically sort of in a difficult situation with the potential business owner. And I don't want to do that. If I win and they lose, then they're going to be upset with me. If I lose and they win, they still know that I've spoken out against them, and now they're my neighbor. And so I don't like that part of it. I think it's a lose-lose. I think it's a lose-lose for you as a council, because you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to make the decision. I think you're better served to make the decision in this process rather than in a continuing process, because I just don't see how you can approve one and not approve all, because you're going to be accused of being politically favorable to the one that you approve. I think that's why the waiver idea in this is a bad precedent to set. And ultimately, if I lose everything, lose all argument in here, I want somebody to hear me out on the language, any establishment, and with or without condition. To me, that language means not the restaurant that is now part of the waiver ordinance for downtown, but convenience store, just a liquor store, or you know, I take the word phrase any establishment to mean any establishment, much beyond a restaurant. So at the very least, I would urge you to please strike that particular language from this ordinance. I still think the waiver idea is a bad idea, but I particularly think that language, with or without condition, I don't even know what that means. I assume that means that there won't be any condition on which they can sell alcohol. So appreciate you letting me have a few minutes tonight. And also, I might conclude by saying part of an organization of Southern Baptist churches, which is a particular convention of churches that our church is a part of. And we have a local association, Evangeline Baptist Association. Every Southern Baptist church within Lafayette Parish is part of that organization. And we have passed a resolution urging the council at an executive board meeting on April 25th to do exactly what I've spoken about tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Final speaker, Ross Little Jr., who's also in opposition to the alcohol ordinance, which is item number 35.
Mr. Chairman, members of the council, I also have a question of this ordinance regarding the waivers. It is my understanding, and I'd like some clarification on this, that the waiver provision today only includes a small part of downtown Lafayette. That's it. And this ordinance, it's 90 pages. I haven't read the whole thing, I've skimmed through it. But it's my understanding the new waiver provision will apply throughout the entire city limits of Lafayette and all of the unincorporated areas. Is that correct? Is that your understanding? That is correct. Okay. Well, I don't see a burning need to extend the waiver provision throughout the entire city limits and the unincorporated. I'm wondering to what extent any of y'all would be willing to support an amendment that would keep the waiver in the same geographical area that it is today.
Mr. Bellard.
I think that's something we can consider and bring it up for final on the fly. I don't feel comfortable with doing that right here, right now, but that's something you can email the council members and put some language in there. So that can be done at final. Like I said, I personally do not want to do that on the fly just here tonight.
Right. I would not necessarily assume that this is open to amendment tonight. I'm just wondering if when we do bring it up on the fly, we might be amenable to restricting if and when it happens 2 weeks from now, as my understanding is to be voted upon.
Yes, sir.
I'm not proposing to entertain a motion to that effect now. I am wondering if some of y'all will be amenable to that 2 weeks hence.
I don't think they're gonna poll the council. That's like polling the council, so it amounts to the same thing. I suggest you follow Mr. Bellord's direction. Send
Email.
something to a member or Mr. Bellord, and I think he'd be willing to submit it.
And what we can do, and I'd like to encourage the public, you know, this is something I like, at least people are out here at intro and not coming up here at final. So we do have a 2-week period to take into consideration what the citizens have input-wise and to decide one way or the other. So I do want to appreciate people actually coming out for intro, because a lot of times what happens is they'll come out just for final and they'll say something similar to what you're suggesting, and I can tell you, me personally, I'm like, I have no clue because this has never been brought up beforehand. So
Well,
thanks for coming out.
So that gives y'all something to think about over the next couple of weeks. And I do believe there are a lot of good things about this ordinance, and I would hate to have this one thing cause it to go down, so, or at least to have opposition to it. So I'm hoping that, you know, one of y'all would consider offering that as an amendment, and that we can have a vote. Can you vote on, can you offer it as an amendment in advance? Do we have to wait till that night? Can someone file an amendment in advance?
No.
Have to wait that night to file it?
The ordinance is being introduced tonight as is. Any amendments would have to take place at final adoption. Yeah.
It's not like a bill in the legislature you can pre-file and it's out there and people could see it. It'd be nice if someone could do that maybe in the next week. And
Pre-filed it when we advertised it. It's been out there through all the public hearings. This is what was derived from those public hearings. So this is the pre-filing when it's introduced. Now it's real. So for 2 weeks, people will be able to do those examinations, and that final amendments could be offered if someone desires to do so.
okay, that's my concern, is keeping the waiver geographic area to where it is today and not expanding it. There's a big section here that takes out all of the stuff between just the city and it's the entire unincorporated area. So the waiver provision would have to have a special provision limiting the geographic to that. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You coming up, but Bruce, Mr. Conk, and Paul, you are already activated.
What I'm seeking is clarification on this waiver. It's my understanding today that the waiver is not exclusive for the downtown area, that it is throughout the city of Lafayette, that the significant difference is that we are obviously expanding the opportunity, but to include the unincorporated area. Is that correct?
The current waiver under the current code is the city of Lafayette as well as the unincorporated areas of the parish. There are different distance measurements. For instance, the city, I think, is 175 feet, and in the parish, it's higher because of the less dense developments. But there is both in the city of Lafayette and in the unincorporated areas of the parish, under the current alcohol code, an available waiver. As to the city, it's currently applicable only to restaurant permittees. Okay? So that's the proposed amendment or to the code under the current ordinance number 35, that's for intro, effectively creates a waiver consistent across both the unincorporated areas of the parish and the city of Lafayette for any establishment, including restaurants.
And if I'm correct, because I think it happened on my first term on the council where the waiver that was referenced was actually for a restaurant in downtown Lafayette, very specific to its location within the boundaries, I think, of the property of the First Baptist Church. That was the reference. That's what I wanted to clear up. It wasn't only for the downtown area. That just happened to be one specific instance.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Conk. Mr. Escott, did you have something else you wanted to?
No,
you
I just wanted to
be available
clarify
for question. Okay. And again, this is introduction. And I know many of us have received calls, emails, letters, and others, text messages. There has been a very, very public process. That's why some of the changes were already taken up into consideration by the staff. So the process just continues over the next 2 weeks. Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Escott, you say that the waiver you were talking about earlier, about 175 foot, that would pertain to the waiver, not the way it actually is as of right now, correct? How is it right now, the language, when it pertains to the alcohol licenses?
With regard to the distance requirements?
Yes.
All right, the current code under 6-36, which is identified as location restrictions and nonconforming status, there is a restriction that no permit to sell alcoholic beverages shall be issued for any establishment located within a distance of 175 feet from any church or synagogue. And then there's a method by which you measure that. It's generally as a person walks. So for instance, if you have a church that is on USA Street, and to get to an establishment across the street wants to have a alcohol permit, you measure by the way you would walk, not directly across the street because there's no crosswalk. You have to go down to the corner, across the crosswalk, and back up to the establishment to determine whether or not they're within 175 feet.
So that's how